Brow mapping instructions. Get ready your practice face picture, your compass, a ruler, pencil, and eraser. This is a great practice that will help you to memorize all the steps for brow mapping and design. These guidance are the same steps that we do on a person. So let's get started. Before to start the measurements, observe the face. Check if one brow is higher than the other one, thicker or thinner, if one has more hair than the other side. Check the eyelids. This is important to notice if the person has good space between the eyes and the eyebrows, because sometimes they look sad, or they just need sometimes they don't want to bring the eyebrows too low because they don't have enough space um, or enough eyelid, so they want always look more like a lift effect, which is the point to create and design and renew the eyebrows. Our measurement tool is the key to creating custom design for each client. The more we implement the process, the easier the steps look and less complicated the process becomes. The first step is to find the center of the face. The easiest way is with the client sitting up. In this case, put the picture in front of you and draw the line with the ruler. On the client, we use the string with the ink. Once we have the middle line, we had to find the point 1-4, which is the beginning of the eyebrows. We have to check if the eyebrows start too close or too far from the center of the face. We can also ask the client if they like where their eyebrows start, and based to that, we select the proper side to start. In this case, her eyebrows have good distance in between, and I can see that her eyebrows are lining up with inside of her nose wing. Take the compass and use the three legs and put the middle one right on the middle line and open it right on the beginning of the eyebrow. Mark a dot on both sides and line up with the nose wing. Use the ruler to draw the lines. Always make sure the vertical lines look parallel in between. So now we have the middle line and lines 1-4. Next, let's find the end of the eyebrow, which is the point 3. Put the ruler on the side of the nose, passing by the end of the eye, and draw the line crossing the eyebrows. Take again the compass and open out using the long leg and place it right on the point 1-3. Keep that measure and copy it to the other eyebrow right on point 1-3. Use the ruler and draw the line. We can see the lines look parallel. The next step is the line of the arch. point number 2. Get the compass and open it again right at the point number 1 and point number 3. Turn the compass to the short side and place it one leg on the point number 1, and with the other leg mark the dot right on the tip. Move it to the other side of the eyebrow and repeat the same step. Make the last vertical and parallel line right on the point number 2 on both sides. Now we finished the vertical lines, and as you can see, they look very straight, which is very important to keep it like that on every brow mapping. The next step is creating the horizontal lines that will give you the thickness of the eyebrow. This part might be a little bit confusing for some students because when the client has many hair at the bottom of the eyebrows, the student doesn't recognize which hairs are part of the eyebrows or which one needs to be removed. Here is the trick. With your little finger or pointy finger, feel the upper orbital cavity and right there mark point number 4. When I am with my client, I like to mark that point from behind of her because I can feel better the bone. So now you can switch and turn the picture and put the finger right there and mark the point number 4. Turn the picture again and now line it up with the other side using the ruler. On the client, we use a string. I'm going to make a line right in between the beginning of the eyes because I can feel the bone, of course, so this is gonna help me to line it up better both sides of point number 4. Once I have it lined up, I'm going to make a line from point 4 to 4, and that's gonna give me the guidance for the beginning of the lower line. We have to see a rectangle in the middle of the face. This means that we are doing all our lines parallel. Now let's find the point number 1. By this part, we have discussed the thickness of the eyebrows. If the client wants to keep her natural thickness, here it's another trick. Once we have one side marked, take a piece of paper and mark the point number 1 and number 4 on a piece of paper and trace the points on the other side. And now make a long horizontal line from point 1 to 1. I can see the rectangle in the middle of the face. It means that I did all the lines very parallel. Now let's do the point number 2. The point number 2 is the highest point of the upper line, which is the. Now let's get the compass again and open to the points 1, 3. Make sure that you have that correct measurement, because depending of that, the rest of the measurement is going to match perfectly. Once we have the measurement of the distance 1, 3, turn the compass and place one of the legs right on the point number 1 and the middle leg letting up on the horizontal line, and the last leg is going to give us the height of the point number 2. Repeat the same steps to do the other side. Double check the distance 1, 3 and switch the compass. Place at the point 1, 2 and match the other side. And this way we can have the highest point of the eyebrow. Now we have the height point of number 1, number 2, and let's find the height of the point number 3. Right now we can see that we have the end of the eyebrow, which is the point number 3, but we don't know how high the point number 3 is going to be. On the client, I can see where her eyebrows fall, so I'm going to take that part and I'm going to mark the point number 3. Sometimes naturally the eyebrows fall really low, so sometimes we have to just remove part of the hair to put the tail a little bit higher to enhance and give more like a lifting effect. So I'm going to mark the point number 3 right here, and I'm going to measure the distance of that point 3 and the end of the eye, so I can match this measurement to the other side. And here we have the point number 3 on the other side. You can do it that way or just using the piece of paper like I mentioned before. I'm going to match the point number 3, the end of the eye, and I'm going to match the other side just to double check. It matched perfectly. So using the piece of paper is a good trick just to double check the measurements. Now I have completed all the points of the upper line, and now I'm going to put all the points together with the ruler. I'm going to put together point 1 to 2, all the way to the center of the middle line, and then from 2 to point 3. Make sure that we use exactly the points that we mark. That way both sides is going to look very symmetrical. And now let's do the same to the other side. 1 to 2, and 2 to 3. And now we can see that all my measurements look like a diamond. Now that we have the upper line ready, we're gonna soft the arch. So by the point number 2 and 3, I'm going to create like an arc, just to remove the peak from the arch. So right here I'm doing like a soft arc, a little curve, and then do the same step in the other side. Pay attention to the curve that you did in the other side, so that way you can match the same curve to this side, because otherwise it's not gonna look symmetrical. Now let's complete the lower line. We have the thickness of the point 1,4. Now we're going to find the thickness of the point 2,6. Now that we have the point 1, 2, 3, and 4, we need to find the point number 5. So here we go again with the compass. Open the distance 1, 3. That's the mean measurement that we have to keep all the time to get all the points of the eyebrows. So open here and switch it, and place one leg right on the point number 4, and the other leg place it right on the top line, and the middle leg is going to give me the point number 5. So that exactly gives me the thickness of that section. And repeat the same in the other side. And finally, let's find the point number 6. Now get the compass, close, and use the long legs. Open right on the point 2, 3. Okay, and now switch it to the short legs, and place exactly the point number 3, and the other leg is going to give me the point number 6. Exactly do a line, as you can see it's facing exactly the direction of the tip of that leg. Okay, repeat the same step in the other side. Mark the point number 6 facing the direction of the tip of the leg, and we have exactly the point number 6. And now where we mark number 6, that little line, we are going to put together the points number 4, number 5, and exactly is going to end right on the point number 6. Make a straight line side to side, and repeat the same step in the other eyebrow. So we are almost done with the measurements. So we got all the points from 1 to 6, and now we are going to give the arch of the lower line. So now that we had the thickness, the point number 1, 4, and 2 and 6, let's turn the picture to soft the lower arch. It's the same thing that we do on the client. We sit right next to the client just to create the curve, so that way we can match both sides. Okay, so we also create the arc from the point 6, 3, soft the upper a little bit, and start erasing a little bit the peaks to create to smooth the upper arch, and repeat the same step on the other eyebrow. Make sure that when you are finished the design, giving the curves, your pencil is really sharp, so you have a very clean outline. To do this part, make sure that we try to match the same curve that we did in the other side. This is more a visual part, so make sure that you pay attention what you did on the other eyebrow, and start cleaning and check if one arch or one tail look thicker or thinner than the other side. So this is all the details that we had to pay attention when we are working on the client. So if we memorize every step, we're not gonna have any trouble getting measurements and drawing these lines on the client. So the more that we practice, like I said before, the easiest the process is going to become. I'm just finishing all the details just to make sure that my curves are looking the same up on both sides. We are almost done with our brow mapping. So the last step that we have to do is double check the thickness of the eyebrow. We're gonna use the piece of paper, and we are going to match every thickness. For example, I'm going to match the thickness of the tail. So I'm gonna make sure that both sides looks the same thickness. If I need to correct something, so I just clean a little bit my line to make it look more clean and defined. This process we have to get used to work very clean, and every detail is very important to get the eyebrow that the client desire, and that is going to make you